On to the new Article 14.
Article 14, Police Department, add additional prosecutor. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $162,000 for the purpose of adding a second full-time prosecutor to assist in meeting increasing caseloads and providing better victim outreach and consultation. If this article passes, this appropriation will be part of both the operating and default budget in future years. If passed, this article will require the town to raise $162,000 in property taxes, resulting in a tax rate impact of $0.025 in FY25 based upon projected assessed values.
Questions from the dais? Questions from the public?
On this article, last time,
Bouchard.
Dan Bouchard, 8 O'Connell Drive. Last time we had the council.
He's got to keep track of all this over there. You
Oh,
know?
he's got me down by now.
How to do it anyway.
The last time I was here at the council meeting, I asked some questions about, how much we've paid for educational incentives and et cetera. All right. I did get a response back. The chief said that we paid one person at least $70,000 for their education. Okay, who got a law degree. We have another person who is certified as a prosecutor as well. My point is this, okay, and I didn't go back to Mike and say, I want numbers, I want exactly how much in the last 10 years, because I think you'll find that that number is very interesting to see how much we've paid as taxpayers to for educational incentives for people. And I think it's great that we do that as long as the town benefits from it. And we're not benefiting from it if we have to hire another individual to do prosecution. Now, this article will now increase, if it passes, the default budget for next year.
That is correct.
Okay, so it's not just so many pennies, it's forever. So that's my 2 cents.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I make a comment on that, Mr. Chair?
Martha Smith, 38 Shasta Drive. I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm going to ask it here because I figure I'll get an honest answer. I have heard that our current prosecutor works as a prosecutor for like 5 other towns. Do you know if that's true?
You can ask as many questions as you want, and I'll go answer all of them.
Is that your only
But-
question?
But no, well, that's my question. If the prosecutor is working presently for town of Londonderry and for additional towns, then, I think she's got to make a choice. If she can't handle her caseload, or he, sorry,
Can I talk to
then I think that, in my opinion, that she has to make a decision of whether she's going to do Londonderry or, and obviously if they're looking for this kind of money, they're going to pay a second person quite a bit of money to handle the overload, where they could give her a little more money and she'd give up 2 towns.
So, can I, please?
Let's
All right, go ahead, chief.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'm going to stand because
Thank you.
sitting long enough.
Thank you, that's fine.
So, as we discussed before, this has nothing to do with her second job. Like most people, having a second job is for personal or private reasons. This woman who works for us is a great prosecutor. She works 40-plus hours a week for the police department. She is entitled to days off, as we all are from our employers, and she chooses to work an extra job. This does not prevent her from doing her work here. This is not why we're asking for a second full-time prosecutor. This is to assist with the additional duties that have been passed on by to us from the courts that we have no control over. So to speculate that rumors or 5 jobs is incorrect. She works for 2 part-time PDs, 1 day a month in the same jurisdiction on the same time frame. So this isn't something new. This has been going on since, let me back up a second, not this woman particularly, but the practice of allowing former prosecutors for the 25 years or whatever I've been here, every other prosecutor who has ever worked for this municipality has been able to do the same thing. So if they work one day for 5 or 6 hours part-time, they should be allowed to do that. I will never tell somebody that they cannot have an outside job unless it interfered with their work for the town of Londonderry.
Thank you.
How's that?
Thank you, Chief.
I have one follow-up for you. You said that there was additional work that was put on to the prosecutor by the courts. Can you explain?
Yeah, so, as you said before, Martha, I don't know if you were at that first couple of budget hearings, felonies first program went away, which is extra work that the prosecutor was able to dump off. So now all that is coming back to the police department. And whereas we have approximately 700 arrests this year, of all the felonies, that added work is going to be taken upon by that one person. So what we decided to do was not come to the budget committee and the town council and or the taxpayers and throw some frivolous position out there that we need just to say we need something. I had said a year and a half ago, I'll only come to the taxpayers for needs and not wants. We need a second prosecutor to assist with this extra work. And as Mr. Bouchard pointed out, yeah, we do have a tuition program that the taxpayers voted on in the collective bargaining agreement. I think it's important. I think it's fair and reasonable. And I think you do benefit, despite what Mr. Bouchard said. You draw some of the best people in here. So you do get a bang for your buck. Because if we don't have that incentive, they'll go to another agency or another town that supports them and offers it. So I think it's a win, even though Mr. Bouchard may feel differently. It is. And yes, we did pay someone, or you did, paid someone $70,000. But that person's also given 23 years of service to this community too. And I think that is the benefit that we get back in return.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Richard Belinsky, 89 Hall Road. I guess this question can be answered by either Justin or the chief. Do we currently have any unfilled positions in the police department? Because I know for quite a few years, Justin and I had talked about it in the past, we had unfilled positions, yet that was still in the budget. Has those been eliminated, or are they still sitting out there floating? Because I know the lettering for the front of the station was used, that money was used from there.
I'll address that, Mr. Chairman. We do not have unfilled positions that are just sitting out there floating. What we have is a staffing crisis in New Hampshire at every level of government. It has afflicted police departments probably most harshly, at least in terms of New Hampshire and around the country. Since I took office, Justin and I have given clear instructions to our public safety departments that we want each and every one of the positions that the taxpayers have approved filled. Now, it takes time. We've made changes at the police department. We've made changes at the fire department to come closer to full staffing. But any suggestion that those positions are being held for some other purpose, a purpose other than getting bodies in there to keep this community safe is wrong.
Well, then I guess I'll send you the information that was given to me by the town. And instead of making this confrontational, just answer the question. Do we have open positions that have not been filled, and how long have those positions been open and unfilled? Because you can use that money to pay the new prosecutor. It's a real simple question that doesn't have to be convoluted by the town manager, which is what he likes to do.
All right, that's enough.
Well, that's my right to say.
Well, that's good. You can be excused now. We're done.
You can
Thank
be
you.
excused. Oh, yeah, you're still waiting.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.
I want an answer.
Goodbye.
So, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to move Article 14 to deliberative.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I'm looking for a yes vote on Article 14.
Aye.
Aye.
5-0.